Hey, what's up guys, it's Apollo Uchiha here and welcome back to my channel. Today I am back with a new story. The name of this story is What If Neglected Naruto Decided to Not Be a Child of Prophecy. And yeah guys, it is an unscripted story and my own idea. Now, before continuing this, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel and follow me on my Meta What If channel as well if you haven't done so already. Don't worry, I have uploaded the story there before making this one. I know I have been neglecting that channel, and to make it up, I decided to work on Meta What If before making the stories for Apologia from now onwards. Hopefully this will, correct myself from lazing around. Anyways, here's hoping. And yeah, if you have any suggestions or recommendations, leave them in the comment section below. And a little request, please leave one suggestion at a time. Just don't spam different ideas all at once. If you want, you can make a long ass comment and just fill it out with ideas, because other people's ideas, because of that I can't find them, because all I see is spam after spam after spam, and then I just give up. I'm not pointing fingers at anyone, I'm just requesting. I hope you guys understand this. I know you guys are interested and literally want me to make your ideas. It's just most of the time while reading your comments, I come up with my own stuff, and yeah, I end up making that. Sorry about that. So shout out to all of you for, literally giving me ideas that I make and claim as my own. Anyways, enough said, enough of me yapping around. Without any further ado, let's begin with our today's story. Our story begins 4 years after the QB attack in Konoha Gakure no Sato. As we go towards the said village gates, in which we see currently was standing a 4-year-old boy with a sad expression. He had a blonde mop of hair and blue eyes, and tearful ones at that, as he was seeing a few people leave, and these said people were none other than his own family, his parents and siblings. They were leaving and leaving him behind, all on his own. As standing next to him, holding on to his stuff, which was in a small bag, was Hiruzen Sarutobi, the Sandaime Hokage, who was forced to take the position back as the acting Kage, because the current Hokage decided in all his wisdom, alongside his student who was the catalyst of these events, to leave Konoha and train at Mount Miyabuku. Do not worry about them, Naruto. I'm here for you. If you need anything, just ask me, okay? Said Hiruzen, as Naruto nodded, looking down and wiping his tears. As Hiruzen frowned, looking at them. I hope you realize what you guys have done, because you literally broke the kid. Hiruzen Sarutobi then decided to grab onto Naruto's hand and walk him to the orphanage in which Minato decided that Naruto would be staying at, to keep him hidden from his enemies. As while walking, Hiruzen was in deep thoughts of the events that has unfolded since the QB attack. As now we have a flashback in which we see 4 years ago, when Naruto and his siblings Menma and Mito were born, and the QB attack had happened after Minato stopped the QB by splitting it into 3 parts, Yin and Yang chakra and the soul. Jiraiya returned, as Hiruzen was with Minato, who was watching over all the kids, and was currently being advised by Hiruzen on what to do about Konoha and its situation. And at that moment, the door slid open and Jiraiya came inside. Jiraiya, what are you doing here? I was told by the toads what has happened after Gamabunta returned. From the looks of it, QB caused a lot of damage. Yeah, Minato over here was able to take care of it. No, I failed. The one who is behind this is still out there. The masked person. I have to find him and bring him to Konoha for justice. A lot of people have died. Well, leave that work to me. I have been given a prophecy before I returned. What prophecy? Is this the same one that you spoke of when I was a kid? Yes, the child of prophecy. He can choose to destroy or save the world. We have to make sure that he chooses to save the world. We? What do you mean by that, Jiraiya? Do you know who the child of prophecy is? That even the toad is speaking about? Yes, it all makes sense now. It could be Minato's and Kushina's kid. The red and yellow colors will blend together, and a leaf petal will fall into it. That is when the child of prophecy will be born. Leaf represent Konoha. Red and yellow represents Minato and Kushina's hair color, meaning it has to be their kid. It's quite vague. Do you understand what you're trying to imply here, Jiraiya? Yes, and I know what I'm saying is the truth. I believe in it. I believe each and every word of the great Toad Elder Sage. Then I don't know, Sensei. Who is the child of prophecy? I have 3 kids. Yes, you're right. They are your kids and Kushina's. They are bound to be prodigies. In given time, we have to make sure that we observe them. Those who first awaken their chakra, that must be the sign. What? Jiraiya, that is insane. How can you just judge a child who is said to be the child of prophecy based on such a vague remark? It has to be truth, Sensei. Because it is said that he has to have unbound chakra. Well, I don't know anything about that, but this doesn't make sense to me. What do you think, Minato? I don't know myself, but if Sensei is saying this as a truth, and since I am a part of the Toad clan, I have the right to believe in the prophecy and the words of the Grand Toad Elder Sage. Who am I to deny? Minato, at least let Kushina speak out on this. And after a week or so, when Kushina regained consciousness, surviving out of the comatose state, she held her kids close. And then when Minato told her of the events, he was in already. Hiruzen was surprised, but Kushina's reasoning was quite solid. I don't want to go through ever again what I went through that night, and I don't want the others to also go through that again. Our kids almost became orphan. If it is necessary, then I will do it. Because I don't want another Uzushio Gakure event to happen, and many of the kids to be displaced alongside their families and left orphan. And because of that, it was said and done. And for the next 4 years, the kids grew. While Menma and Mito showed great interest in the shinobi arts, Naruto showed creativity. He was always wandering around, seeing and admiring the shapes of kunais, weapons as well as the shapes of kanjis, as well as the hand signs. Studied them carefully. Menma and Mito, wanting to fill in the shoes of their parents already, at the age of 4 were able to awaken their chakra, and even were able to learn minor taijutsu, while on the other side Naruto was having trouble and was failing badly to unlock his chakra. And seeing this, Minato and Kushina began to ignore them. And a few months passed. Jiraiya returned. Naruto was already feeling left out and was desperately trying to train, but the time of training with them was over because Naruto was distracted and they were able to gain the attention and training of their parents, and now their parents focused on Menma and Mito, while Naruto was left behind. And so once Jiraiya arrived, he took them away. As now we go to the present, in which we see Hiruzen and Naruto arrived in front of the orphanage. Hiruzen at that moment decided, Naruto, do you wish to stay here, son? I have to. Didn't they told me to? You're a genius kid, Naruto. You don't have to be a shinobi. I can tell that you're not interested in being one. Really? My parents told me, even Jiraiya-sama, that being the shinobi is a true honor, and even if it is an honor, there are more honorable ways to earn a living, as well as to make a name for yourself. Not every great man in the history was a shinobi or konoichi. There were many greats. As Naruto was in deep thought, how about you stay with my family? Forget the orphanage. And so Naruto was brought in. There he was greeted by a young Asuma. Where did you bring him in from? As Hiruzen explained to his family who he was and how he was gonna teach Naruto. And there Naruto learned about different stuff. There were poets, as well as there were people there. out there in the world that were different, that changed the ways of people thinking through books, through their quotes, through their knowledge, as well as through their innovation and much more, through their art. Naruto was mesmerized, as if a new door in his life was opened, not bound by just being a shinobi and doing the work that could cause one's death, or work that could kill many others. Now Naruto could truly see. Hiruzen, seeing how passionate Naruto was, wanted him to test out, so Naruto did many different things. He learned how to make from clay pots and bowls, as well as wooden tea sets, and learned how to craft from wood different things, carpentry, and then he learned how to paint. As he grew up at the age of 11, Naruto was a prodigy in many skills. He even learned a little bit of blacksmithing, that he could craft tools that were necessary. Hiruzen was impressed, and so were the buyers. On his visit to Konoha, the land of fire daimyo was visiting Hiruzen's home for a private chat, where he saw Naruto's storeroom was open, in which Konohamaru, the grandson of the third Hokage, was playing. There were quite a lot of pieces and antiques there, and a kid that was seated there and playing with Konohamaru. That is quite a nice room you got there, young man. Thank you, sir. You're the land of fire daimyo, right? Yes. What's your name, young man? Naruto. Naruto Uzumaki. Namikaze. Wait, you're the son of... Yes, he is the son of Minato and Kushina. They have left him here in my care. Oh, I see. Did the boy created all this art? Yes, sir. I did, said Naruto. I see that you are proud of what you created. I truly admire what you have made. Keep up the good work. And with that, the daimyo turned and walked out. While walking in silence for a bit, going towards the Hokage office, the daimyo then said to Hiruzen, I quite like the boy's work. I want him to make something for the land of fire, the daimyo house. But the boy, he's just experimenting, creative, and he's 11 years old. I don't want him to make any offense to you. No, nonsense. Art is in no form or shame offense. If anything, I would enjoy it, whatever he creates. I will tell him about this and see what he says, of course. And tell him that I will pay him handsomely and reward him as well. And so, Hiruzen arrived and told everything in the dinner time to Naruto. Asuma, who was by the time like a big brother figure to Naruto, was quite impressed. Well, the daimyo is said to be quite fond of such artifacts and whatnot, but what Naruto has made is not secondary to none. So, I knew that once he sees some of Naruto's stuff, he would obviously enjoy. So what do you say, kiddo? You wanna go? Nisan, you should, said Konohamaru, and so Naruto, blushing a little, then agreed. That's the spirit. And so, with the entourage, Naruto arrived at the Land of Fire daimyo's castle, where Naruto worked day and night hard, passionately, because the daimyo wanted something that Naruto wanted to create. Naruto, by the time, had learned how to make art from glass as well, melted glass, so using clay as well as glass, as well as other stuff and mixed colors, Naruto was able to create a beautiful piece of art on a wall that was blank. It had everything: nature, a peacock, as well as different small shadows of animals and nature. The whole serene scenery was a peaceful one. But the cherry on top and the crown jewel was, as soon as the sunlight hit directly from the upper dome, the peacock, it glowed and illuminated the whole painting. It was as if it was one of a kind masterpiece. And the Land of Fire daimyo, once he saw it alongside with his family, was mesmerized. My dear boy, some people have talent, but you 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 have ocean of it. Not just in small amount. What you have created is something I have never seen. Just as his wife finished the sentence, most beautiful thing I have ever seen. Naruto was rewarded, and rewarded handsomely. 1.5 million ryus, as well as an estate and a shop in Land of Fire. But Naruto declined the shop, as well as wanted the reward to be decreased. But the daimyo, seeing this, that he was humble, increased the reward to 2 million ryus and decided to give Naruto a shop at Konoha and a piece of land. Naruto was happy and was grateful and returned. Ryuzen was happy as well. The whole Konoha visited daimyo because daimyo opened his palace to the people and even hosted a party where Hiruzen and the other entourage from Konoha saw what Naruto created and was mesmerized themselves. I thought that you told me that the boy has talent, said Danzo. This is a true piece of art. Aside from the shinobi life that we live, this is mesmerizing and somewhat peaceful. And once they returned, the whole council commissioned two Hokage Naruto to create something for Konoha. And so, Naruto took each and every Kage, their stone face, as well as their characteristics and prized jutsus, mimicked them in his own imagination and created a torch in which a fire was lit, and it was placed inside the center the center part of the village in a huge tower. As everyone was shocked because once the fire was lit, the eyes of every Kage also lit up, indicating each and every generation and each and every Kage sacrifice to keep the will of fire lit. The one code that Konoha followed religiously. Konoha paid 500,000 ryus to Naruto and rewarded him as a higher citizen, and was truly mesmerized by it as well. Soon others wanted in and wanted crafted pieces of Naruto's art as well, even those like Orochimaru, because he somehow found himself mesmerized. It was as if something out of this world. Orochimaru always was curious of different arts and art forms, and this was one of them. Aside from his ninjutsu and other stuff, he was an art collector, and he had painting from each and every famous artist. So when Orochimaru one night arrived, infiltrating the Konoha without anyone noticing, Naruto was painting a picture of darkness and light combining together, a picture of nature in which the cool breeze was seemingly blowing and there was home and peacefulness, while on the other side there was destruction, fire. And such was life, where one's celebrated life, the other were drowned in sorrow because of death and despair, like the real world. And Naruto was painting that. When Orochimaru saw that painting, he was shook to the core, as if something within him told him, this painting is what he believes of the world. This painting was his whole core of belief in a picture form. I was here to commission something, but seeing that what you have made, I want that picture. Name your price. Just take it, Orochimaru-san. You know who I am? Yes, I have a habit of reading bingo books as well. And Gigi told me about you. He was quite sad when he talked about you. Was he? Did he ever told you why I defected? Yes. You had parents that he told you were dead, but in fact were kept alive on life support. But Konoha couldn't sustain them because of the losses, and in the end, they died. They were killed because Konoha pulled the plug on them. They could have survived. That is why I detest him for lying to me and detest Konoha. Do you detest me as well? No. For you, I don't know what to think of, because you are just a kid I have no quarrel with. But I am also a part of Konoha. Even if that is true, I have a respect for artists and artisans. And you, my dear boy, are a great one. I know that you have learned and honed quite a lot of skills, but why a simple painting? Sometimes simplicity reveals much more than we anticipate. Said Naruto at the age of 12. And at that moment, Orochimaru realized this boy, he was a genius. Boy's words were that of a scholar, so Orochimaru paid him what money he had, which was 50,000 ryus, and took the picture and brought it with him. While this was going on the other side, a blunder had happened. While training, the Gamamaru-sama, the elder toad, had a dream in which he saw elemental nation going to war, burning, and the child of prophecy, him turning his back on them. And he saw the face, and he was shaken to the core. As he was panting heavily, he called for Gamabunta and the others, yelling their name. Once they arrived, even Jiraiya and the others were summoned, who were on the other side in a small hut. Once they arrived and saw that Gamamaru-sama looked panicked, they asked, "What is going on with Gamamaru-sama, pa?" As for Kusaka and Shima, the elders then said, "Hush now, Jiraiya boy. We also are about to hear the truth. We were wrong. These two are not the child of prophecy. It's the third child." No, Naruto? Yes. He is the one who is supposed to be the child of prophecy. You have to go and make sure he is trained. Because if he isn't, whole elemental nation will burn. I've seen it. Him turning his back. And so, they returned and rushed towards Naruto. After finding out through the council, Naruto opened the door and was shocked to find them standing there. "You have to come with us," said Minato, grabbing his shoulders. "And train." "What? Why?" I don't have time to explain it to you, Naruto. You have to train. You're the child of prophecy. As Naruto was now being tracked, as Naruto broke himself free. "No! I've had enough of you. The first thing you speak to me after years of being away is that you need me for the same prophecy that you left me behind for? No. I am not a shinobi. I never will be a shinobi. And as for me saving the elemental nations? No. Not even in a dream I could do that. Everyone is different. Everyone out there thinks differently. How can I, a single person, be able to change everyone's mind? Two fists? Konoha will be in danger if you don't do that. Now is not the time for psychology and whatever your bullshit you're spouting, kid," said Jiraiya. "Then Konoha would fight and survive like it has before. Because I'm just an artist. I'm not a shinobi." With that, Naruto closed his door shut and left them there. Naruto was pissed. So much so that he even shedded some tears. This was his family returning after years of being apart without any communication, leaving him alone, and now they were back. For what? For the same prophecy that they left him for? Naruto was not having it. So much so that he packed his stuff and sent a letter to the daimyo. And once the daimyo received the letter, he sent it to his entourage and arrived himself there. As Minato was riling up the council, we see the daimyo bursted in. Naruto Uzumaki will be left alone. But the daimyo, you don't understand that it's... I heard enough, Minato. Naruto is under my protection, and so are you all. Do not forget about that. I have contacted the other daimyos, and they have agreed to a meeting. A peaceful one. Peace will be presumed. There cannot be a peace. There will be. If I can hold Konoha back, the others can hold back their villages. There would be no attacks. There will be peace talks. As Minato was shut down, and in the end, the daimyo's peace talk worked. And Naruto, all in return had to do was take in students. of their choosing, and that is what he did. Naruto taught the ways of his art and let them express themselves, and they were as good as Naruto when they returned and changed their people of their own villages and their minds. And in this way, within just 5 years, as Naruto reached at the age of 18, Minato and his family witnessed that Naruto, now ignoring them and never wanting to come close to them, had made one thing that they dreamed of from the prophecy, and that was peace. And from Gamamaru-sama, the cherry on top was, arrived a message. The elemental nations burning, and the child of prophecy turning his face was not him not saving the world, it was him turning his face from the conflict that was going to rise. Meaning that Minato and the others were gonna force him into a conflict that was gonna burn the elemental nations, but Naruto chose to walk away from it, leaving them even more ashamed. They wanted to reconcile, but now it was too late. Naruto did not need them. He was respected, a legend in his own right, a artist who changed the world. Not a shinobi, not a village, just an artist who changed the world. And the whole elemental nation, they adored him and his artwork, and respected him deeply. While his siblings were jealous of this, there was nothing they could do, and peace was ensured. People like Akatsuki tried, but they were captured through the Orochimaru and were already killed and executed. It was a form of him paying Naruto the following repayment of the peace that he had created, because he knew he had paid less for the painting he took. And in this way, all threats were averted and peace was made, without even shedding a blood, only with brushstrokes and art. As this is where I'm going to be leaving this story off, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one, and if you did, then make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel, and follow me on my Metavirus channel as well. As this is Apollo Uchiha, and I'm signing off for the day. Peace!